What are their thoughts of you? And are they seeing the real you? Hi, beautiful soul. Thank you for joining me, Mystic Miya, here on Mostly in the Moment for another beautiful Love Pick a Card reading. We're looking at their thoughts of you, specifically on if they see the real you. We have 4 piles here. We choose a pile based on the colors, the image, the flowers, the numbers, the emojis that resonate with you, whatever you're intuitively guided towards. The timestamps are in the description. These are timeless readings and it should resonate no matter what your status in love is. And as you know, I've had a channel merger recently, so I'm doing readings that are based on different topics. This one is love readings, like the ones that I used to do that are very popular topics, and with a hint of the new, real, authentic me. So with that, I hope you enjoy the reading. Thank you so much for your love and support, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 1. We're looking at their thoughts of you, and are they seeing the real you? So let's start with how you see yourself, so you can get confirmation, extra confirmation this is the right pile for you, and then how they see you. Keep in mind it's a general reading, so not every single message will apply to you, and if it doesn't, just know it's for someone else. And for some though, it will resonate 100%. Okay, so how do you see yourself, the good and the bad? Be your own first priority. All right, I feel like you had to learn to prioritize yourself. I feel like that's not your instinct. I feel like you were always kind and kind of always gave to others a little bit too much. And so over the years and over your experiences, you've kind of learned to kind of prioritize yourself. Otherwise you get burnt out or don't have enough energy to help others even more, or even, you see your life flashing by without doing the things that you want to do in this lifetime. So I feel like the good thing is that you're prioritizing yourself more, and that's really good for you because you're a very selfless person. All right, so I might not see yourself so positively. Receptivity. Allow yourself to receive, allow yourself to give. Yeah. So I feel like maybe there's like a part of you that you don't allow yourself to receive help from others when you're the one helping other people all the time. So it's kind of like you're okay with helping others until you're blood dry. But if someone else asks you if you need any help, you rather not. You don't want to put them out. And that's another form of overgiving. Is not being able to receive. That's like another block of that energy. So, and also you might have been in that energy for so long where you had to protect yourself or prioritize yourself that you might have kind of stopped giving to others so much. So like it's good to kind of stop that for a while, but sometimes it's like you block the flow, and it's like it's not bad that you were giving. It was bad that way that you were giving. Maybe giving too much, or maybe you want to switch it up. The way that you want to give others is the way that you're giving, instead of giving to others in the way that they want to receive and the way that they want you to give. So that could be a confirmation that this is your pile, if this resonates with you or similar to how you see yourself right now. And how do they see you? So let's see, how do they see you? Release your guilt. Yeah, so they do see you in a similar light where you have to kind of stop feeling so guilty for giving to yourself. They see that part of you. They see that real part of you, that you are such a big giver. That you might feel like, oh, sorry, like I was doing this for myself, or I wanted to do this after work, or I just needed a second to go for a walk. It's like, you don't have to apologize. You don't have to explain yourself to me. Like, I know why you're doing this. Like, you need to stop saying sorry. You need to work on yourself more. So this person is probably even encouraging you to spend more time on yourself, and maybe even money and Stop apologizing so much. What about the not so good? Dreams, vivid dreaming, dream messages, dream teaching. So they also see the parts that you might be lacking at this time, which is not like doing what you want to do. You know, like maybe you have some friends or family members that are asking you to show up in a certain way or to be involved in their lives in a certain way, and you want to be involved but not in the way that they want you to be involved. Maybe work is keeping you from your true passions and working on some hobbies, and you've thought about it and you've had dreams, you've even shared it with your person, pile one, and they're like, you should do it. Like, and they might have gotten you like a little gift to kind of encourage you on this following your dreams, and it's like you're not doing it. So it's like you're prioritizing yourself first, but you're not doing the other side of prioritizing yourself, which is, doing the thing that's creative, or being involved in other people's lives, or interacting with people and places and things in the way you want to interact with them. And so now we're going to ask Spirit, who are you really? And then once and for all, ask the question, do they see the real you? So how does Spirit say you really are? The 9 of Cups in reverse. Oh, you have like so much potential. Like you've worked on who you are for a very long time. Material happiness, and you deserve material happiness. And I feel like you know this. I feel like you're getting good karma back for all the amount of work and energy and time and effort you put into helping other people achieve their dreams or achieve their happiness or achieve their health, or, So I don't know if you might have been in like a teaching field, but even if you weren't, if you worked at the office, maybe you always made sure that everyone was okay. If you were training people, or if you had like new employees come in, or even with your friends and family, you might have always made sure that everyone else is okay before you're okay. Everyone else is like on their feet or settled in or doing well in their stability and security before you found your grounding. And so it feels like you are in for like a huge like material manifestation. And so Spirit is really proud of you. Like being selfless isn't a bad thing, but they just feel like your journey was a long one, and because it was selfless and it was like in service of light and in the intention of helping others, like genuinely, not just because you felt like you had to. Like there's such an outpouring of love from you to others and other things, that you probably know that you're due. You're due for some real grand success, and I mean in the material sense, monetary sense as well. All right, so what else does Spirit say that you really are? The Emperor. You have such strength and stability, even in your like traits that aren't so awesome, like your bad habits, your not the best traits, like even like the shadow aspect of yourself, like you have such good control over. And that's what I feel like the people you've even helped a lot in life don't have that kind of stability that you do. You have great, like grand internal stability. And you probably been wondering, why is that not showing up in the external sense? Why is like your relationship never stable? Why is your finances never stable? Your work never stable? Or your friendships, or this or that or the other thing? Why are you lacking that externally when you help so many people with that in your life or for a very long time? You're building internal stability and a great internal foundation, and you're gonna see your life skyrocket in all different areas around this time. You're meant to have that kind of grand journey in your life, and everyone in your life that you helped was part of that journey to get you here. So even though train whistle, which is confirmation for me, from the angels. You helped so many people, and that was part of your journey, and you might have felt like, well, then why don't I have the things that they have? It's here. You were just meant to get it in a much more grounded, much more powerful, stable, stronger ways. Like the all the things that you felt like you didn't have the stability in, and that the people you helped did, you're gonna find that you have, I'm getting like denser energy versions of those things, like meaning that they're just more power packed. The way that stability and security shows up in your life in terms of relationships, with your love, with friends, family, with your career, with finances, with material things, within your work, your passions. Like, you're gonna find that manifesting for you. It was a longer journey for you, but it was a longer journey for a reason. And then, how does your person, pile one, that you picked this pile for, do they actually see the real you? Strength, yeah, see? That I do feel like this person, if you're thinking of someone specific when you pick this pile, does see you in a very, like, honest to goodness, like, truthful way. They see the real you. But the real you is so bright and shines so, you have such light within you, and it shines so brightly that they must have that similar amount of light within them in order to be able to see your light. And they also encourage you to be the best version of yourself. And they could only do that because they understand you and they see the real you. So yes, the answer is yes. They do really see the real you in the best way possible. They see like what it might have taken for you to be who you are, and to have that much strength over even your darker aspects. And they are a good match. They're a good equal match. So this could be someone platonic if you pick this pile for someone platonic, or it could be even someone new coming in if you're single. But yeah, this person, when you know, like if you're thinking if this person sees you the way that you truly are, they do. And the Chariot, wow. The Strength card and the Chariot card, I feel like from the 7 to the 8, like I feel like you two are going to manifest really great things together really quickly. Yeah, because like 7, 8, 9. And then we have the Emperor here. Masculine energy and this receptivity, which is feminine energy. And you're really meant to go after your dreams. And you're meant to really have a really strong support system, meaning in love, in close friendships, people who have like family to you. I feel like that's something you're going to see in this kind of connection you have with this person a lot more. You're going to see them more clearly as well. And you're also going to get receiving a lot of physical abundance around this time, especially in related to your dreams. And that depends on each person watching this reading. Is going to be different. It could be career, it could be relationships, it could be friendships, it could be your passions in life. But I feel like all these 4 areas of your life are going to get a huge glow up now, because you have the right like support system. Like you support yourself, you can see yourself clearly, and you see that the foundation that you built within yourself is so strong. That's going to be manifested externally, so with really strong people around you. And that's going to allow you to be so free in chasing your dreams. All right, pile 1. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, I really appreciate a like or comment. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 2. We're looking at their thoughts of you, and are they seeing the real you? So keep in mind it's a general reading. So if there is a message that doesn't feel like it's right for you or doesn't resonate, don't make it fit. It's probably a message for someone else. But if you pick this pile, there's probably definitely a message here for you. And if you're really guided to it, this whole reading is probably just for you. So we're going to start with how you see yourself and then how they see you, just so you can get extra confirmation to see if this is your pile, and just to kind of have a base layer to compare how they see you to. Protest, start a revolution. Okay, so I feel like you have really strong beliefs, and you're really someone who's not gonna like take things laying down. Like if you see injustice, you're gonna stand up for the right thing. Maybe you have really strong beliefs, but you kind of practice it in your own life. I'm getting not preachy though, because I think a lot of people kind of get really singular minded when they get into belief systems sometimes, and not really take the time to understand the other side or other people's perspectives. I feel like I don't get that from you though. I feel like for most of you picking this pile, you took the time to understand your opponent's point of view, and that allows you to kind of make your arguments stronger. So I do feel like you have a really strong will, and if you put your mind to anything, you can make changes, great changes in the world. And it can start from just simply the way that you live your life, as an example, how you treat others in your life, what do you do for work, or how do you do your work, and how you choose to live life, all the way up to, actually heading a nonprofit or charity or some sort. Okay. And your shadow side, transparency, honest, authentic, genuine, present. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like you are completely yourself. Like, you've done the research. You come at it with a lot of kindness because you understand what it's like to be on the other side, whether you've been on the other side or whether you just are very compassionate and very open-minded and can see things from a lot of perspectives. You're very wise, and I feel like you're really, really philosophical as well. So when you say things, even if they're contradictory statements, it's who you are. You believe both of these things, so you're very much upfront and truthful and honest with people, with who you are, what you believe, and you're very much yourself in conversations. I feel this very quiet confidence. I don't know if this is newly found or if you've always kind of had really strong, loud confidence and it's kind of toned down to more quiet confidence, but it's very much like a secret weapon that you have within you. It's very like a sharp sword where you can wield your beliefs to manipulate and to maneuver things in the way that you want them to, but you really don't. You allow people to be themselves and to express themselves in the way that they want to, while keeping true to who you are, and not bending the knee to anyone. All right, so how did they see you? How's your person pile two that you picked this file for? How do they see you? Dragons, slay them all. Wow. So your person's like, yeah, go get them, pile two. Like, do your thing. Like, speak your truth. Take your action. So I feel like your person is very supportive, and they really see the worth, the value in what you do and what you stand up for in your own beliefs in your day-to-day life. So I feel like they're the kind of persons that are kind of dazzled and amazed with how you handle yourself, and in the face of opposition with people who have opposing ideas, but also in just like conversations that you have with others, and how I feel like you handle yourself very well. You don't force yourself, you force your beliefs on anyone else, but when it comes time to standing up for your own beliefs, you're not afraid to put them out there, and you do so in a way that's like very demure, very mindful. So I feel like they see the good work that you're doing and putting your good vibes, good energy out there. And I feel like you have a lot of experience. You know what you're talking about. So it's very apparent when you're talking to someone that has no experience or very little and may not know what you're talking about. Like that, the way that you handle people who may not be able to speak for themselves or may not have the skills and talents that you do, but have their own ideas. That is a great show of true strength and true nobility and true power. Like not, squishing your opponent just because you can, but rather giving them the voice. There's this interesting saying that I heard recently where it's like, oftentimes in a partnership, one person might just be a better talker. They might be able to speak more eloquently or recall details or just better at speaking about certain things, whether it's facts or emotions or feelings. Like they might be able to express their thoughts and feelings a bit better than the other person. And so your job is not to kind of demolish your partner. No, this is someone you love. This is someone you want to respect and hear their opinions on, and encourage them to speak their mind and stand up for themselves and be a part of this partnership. And so what the person who is really mercurial and very good with their words are meant to do is help the other person express their ideas, even if it's not yours, even if it's not what you agree with. Help them express their thoughts and feelings. And so you two have a level playing field, a level battlefield here, where you can have a equal voice and whatever you two are deciding or have an issue about. So I feel like that's how you fight in real life too, with others. Like you fight with your intelligence, you fight with your kindness, and it's such a gift. And I feel like a lot of people don't notice it because they might take your diplomatic nature and your very kind nature as a weakness, but you can really use it as a weapon for good. And your person sees that. So they really do see how you fight matters. And the way that you're fighting, they have a tremendous respect for. What about your shadow side or negative aspects? Do they see you clearly that way? Homeland, arrival, a journey ends, establishment, building settled. I feel like they think you're too good for this world. They're like, you're too good for this world. It's too bad that you have to fight dirty sometimes, that you have to kind of debase yourself in order to kind of make your point, or lower your frequency sometimes. Not debase, but basically if you have such high frequency energy and such light, and that you have to kind of deal with these people, but you have to kind of lower yourself to their way of thinking and behaving in order to kind of convey your point or to gain respect from them. They feel bad that you have to do that sometimes. They know that you can. But they really feel like you're too good for this world. That's why they like that you fight the way that you do, however you do it, in the small ways, especially in the small ways, because that's the things that stick with people. Yeah, big changes and moves, can resonate with more people, but when you do it on a one-to-one level, or you do it in small groups, and you do something that is so profound, like a small gesture of kindness when no one was giving kindness to that person, listening to their perspective or holding space for someone, and you show them and you show people how to handle that kind of situation, and you show up in the right way that people should, that stays with people, and so I feel like for you, Pile 2, you're paving the way to this new world, this new way of being in this world and interacting with others and behaving and creating societies and communities that are more heart-based and that have more kindness, but not kindness as a weakness, but as a strength. And they're here for it. I feel like this person, no matter what happens with the two of you, will always have high respect for you and will always be there for you as a friend, if not more. Okay, so let's see how Spirit says you really are, and then we'll answer the question, do they see the real you? All right, so let's see how Spirit sees the real you. King of Pentacles. Yeah, even Spirit's you deserve to have a higher ranking in this world. So they feel like you should have more leadership positions, whether that's at work. Maybe you should be the manager. Maybe you should have a higher position that you already have. Maybe you should be running the company, maybe, or having a bigger say in the decisions of your workplace. That you should be more of a community leader or seen that way. You have good ideas, that you have a really like a diplomatic traits, like you're a really good mediator, and that you should head up these kinds of roles in society, in your community, in your neighborhood, and that you should have a higher position in a lot of areas of your life, in your family, being the matriarch, patriarch, whatever it is. And maybe you have wanted to at some point, or maybe you thought you should. Maybe you tried your hand at it, or maybe you are at this point, have a lot of leadership positions in your life. Some of you don't really even want it. And that's what a mark of a good leader, right? It's like those that even know, like, oh yeah, this is a lot of responsibilities. You know, there's going to be a lot of conflict with the decisions that I make. Sorry, my alarm went off. And so that's how you know, like, yeah, like I'm taking this position even though it's a sucky position, because to be in a leadership position to actually do good for the community is a sucky position. No one wants it, because you had to do all the hard work, you make hard decisions, people are going to argue with you, and you're doing it all for the good of the people. People who want leadership positions that end up doing like that, like fight tooth and nail for it, and like are doing everything to get that position, want it for power, aren't doing it for the good of people, or mostly not for the good of people, and are going to take advantage of it and manipulate people, and then do nothing, sit on their butt all day, or make really bad decisions in order to profit from it, right? So like you have to really have a good sense of morality to take a position like that and hold the heaviness it comes with. It's either really, really strong character, and not everyone's going to be able to see that, but the people around you, your true few, are, and the people who matter to you the most are. So I feel like even Spirit is like, yeah, you deserve more leadership positions, or you can take on more leadership positions if you want to, or I wouldn't be surprised if you get like a promotion or an opportunity come through to take over some sort of higher position in a group that you're in, whether it be a friendship group or like a hobby group, like a book club, or I don't know, like a tarot group or something that you go into. Okay, and the shadow aspect, victory, the Four of the Emperor. Oh, wow. Oh, sorry, it's a Six of Wands. Sorry, the Emperor was in this position in the last pile. But, yeah, it's a new deck. They usually write Emperor if on the major arcana, they write the name of the major arcana cards. But for minor arcana, they write a word that represents the energy, which here it's victory. You will have success in leadership positions in your life, in your status in life. You will have a lot of respect. I feel like it's a long time coming. I feel like you might have a lot of respect from people now, but you might not have a lot of positions that reflect that. By that I mean like outward, external statuses, like your position or the title you hold at your work, or the home that you have, or the car that you drive, or the clothes that you wear, or the recognition that you have. I feel like those are the things that you're going to see more success in, especially because I accidentally said the Emperor card. I do feel like you're going to get a lot of these external validations of your true status amongst the divine council, amongst like the high frequency beings here on earth soon, because the King of Pentacles came out in reverse. I feel like a lot of you may have had these positions, may have a position like this now, or may have rejected it, or may feel like you would do well in those roles but don't see opportunities for them right now. You're going to start seeing them now. All right, and then last question, Do they see the real you? The person that you picked this pile for, pile 2, do they see the real you? The World card, yes. Fully and completely. The good and the bad and the best. There is no bad. I didn't get any negative qualities. It's truly like you're a higher energetic being walking this earth right now, and you know, you really don't belong in this and in like the darker parts of this world. And you're your true self. You're confident in who you are. You stayed true to yourself no matter what. You always do the right thing in the way that you believe. But don't, and not like so self-centered that you feel like you're the only one right in a situation all the time, you know? Yeah. Wow. So this person, pal 2, they do see you, the real you. And I feel like they're a really good match. And if you're, whether you're interested in this person or not, it feels like they would be a true friend to you for your whole life. 10 of Cups. Okay, I just got chills. This does seem like a really, really good match. Because I saw the World's card. I'm like, if they see you that completely, that fully, I do feel like this is like a divine counterpart kind of energy. And because your energy is also really, really high frequency. So it feels like 10 of Cups, there's like immense amount of happiness to be shared here between the two of you for the rest of your lives. And I feel like this person is like right beside you, taking on what you two feel like is the most important things to take on in this lifetime, as well as like making sure you have the space, the safe space to kind of be yourselves and pursue other pursuits, creative pursuits. But I feel like in the external world, the outside world, I feel like you two have a lot to do out there, you know? Like even when you're home by yourselves together watching a movie, having dinner or something, you two often talk about like what more can you do out there, or you might talk about your shared projects together a lot. It does take up a lot of your life, and you two wouldn't have it any other way. You enjoy it really a lot, and you wouldn't enjoy it as much if it wasn't the two of you doing it together. All right, pile 2, so I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, I really appreciate a like or comment. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 3. We're looking at their thoughts of you, and are they seeing the real you? So just keep in mind it's a general reading, so if there's a message in here that doesn't really resonate, don't try to make it fit. It's probably a message for someone else. And if you are guided to this reading, there's definitely a message in here for you. If you feel really intuitively guided, this whole reading is probably for you. I'm going to start off with how you see yourself, just so we have a baseline to compare how they see you, which we'll go into next. And this extra layer of confirmation to see if this pile is for you. All right, so Throne. Your potential is endless. I feel like you're very like multi-talented, and you're so strong-willed that you can make anything happen. If you have a project that you're really passionate about or you find really important, you will see it through to the end. And I feel like you have interest in a lot of different things. I feel like you're a very interesting person in general, just because you can talk about a lot of things. You might know a little bit about a lot of things. You might know a lot about a lot of things as well. But I just feel like you know how to make things happen. If you needed to get a group of people to help you with something, if you need to raise a bunch of money for something, if you need to put some money aside for saving up for something, or if you needed to get a project done around the home or something, if you want to get somewhere in your career, like I feel like you really know how to figure this out. I feel like you could be the kind of person, if you're female and you're like a mother, like you're one of those people that can do it all, which I'm totally like. I'm so for people just having like one career in their life. That's like enough. If you, whether it's at home or whether it's outside the home, like doing one thing is plenty. And then doing more than one thing is like you're a superhuman, you know, and not everyone is built that way. So, but I feel like you are. I feel like you are superhuman, and you could take on a lot more. You think faster, you think quicker, or you have like a really good problem solving ability. You're very smart, but you're smart in different ways. Like you can see things, how things fit together in certain ways. Sometimes you a great conversationalist. Sometimes you have a lot of social intelligence. Like you have a lot of emotional intelligence. Like I feel like you're kind of across the board. You're good. Like you know you can touch on everything. If you get my drift, like you can really expand any part of yourself that you want to, because you have at least a little bit of experience in everything, if not a lot. Yeah. And I feel like you have a really, really solid friend group, or like family, friends that are like family. I feel like you really have a really strong support system, which is another reason why you feel like, oh, I can do anything. You know, you constantly get your cup refilled so you can take on more. And if you don't at this time, you probably will soon. You probably have in the past, and you probably will again soon. Okay, so what about the bad or negative parts? Shadow self. Do you see yourself clearly there? Endurance, keep going. Okay, so I don't see any negativity here. I just feel that you have a lot of endurance. And I feel like this time around, whatever you're going after, it just feels like a lot. And I feel like you've taken on a lot of undertakings in your life. Like you've taken on a lot of projects, personal and work-wise, family-wise, like you've taken on a lot of projects. But this one that you're on right now just seems a little bit like taking a little bit more of your patience. It's taking a little bit more effort and energy, and it's taking a little bit longer. And I feel like you're like, I've done things that are harder, that tougher. You know, is it age? Am I getting weaker? Do I not have enough much energy? Am I like losing some energy in some part of my life right now? Am I having blocks? Am I having creative blocks or intuitive blocks? Like what's going on here? Is something I need to address first? Spirit saying, no, this is just like something that's going to take a little bit longer than other things you've taken on. It's what makes you stronger, right? Taking on increasingly more difficult tasks in life, right? To see how far you can push yourself sometimes. Put your skills to test. That's what this is, Spirit saying. It's like, yeah, you know you can handle this. You know you've done things that are harder or took longer or more difficult. This is just keeping you sharp. It's just keeping you sharp. All right, so how does your person see you? Pile 3, how does your person see you? Lioness, okay. You've earned all your stripes. Yeah, they definitely see you as someone who's like earned where they are in life. That that you are the way you are, not because you haven't gone through anything tough, but because you came out of it and you grew from it, and you did that over and over. You didn't just let things beat you down. You didn't let things bring you to a lower version of your life. You use it to kind of keep going up and up and up. And you have so much confidence that you can flaunt it. And however you do that, whether it's your the way that you talk, or the way that you present yourself in other ways, that way that you dress, the kind of projects you go after, you know, you can do that with full confidence because of the amount of failures that you've been through, the amount of experiences that you've been through, the way that you've handled yourself, getting through things in the past. So like other people, they might not get it, especially if they're meeting you for the first time. They're like, oh, who is this person? They don't deserve this, that, and the other thing. Not everyone, but like, you know, some people might get jealous, but they won't be jealous of what you had to go through to get that, right? Level of confidence and experience and knowing. And so your person, they see you as someone who is definitely are the way you are because of everything you've been through. And they can like pinpoint it too. They're like, oh, pile 3 is this way because of this experience, or they are this way because of that experience. Like they see like how well formed you are, because like every little experience like shaped you. There wasn't anything in your life that you didn't use, good or bad experience, that you didn't use to propel yourself forward and become better. And I feel like you two are close enough and have shared enough with each other to kind of for them to know that, to be able to pinpoint even specific experiences. What about your shadow self, your shadow side? Your Miya, the grandmother ocean, primordial. Okay, so it's the energy of like ancient wisdom. You know, you have like ancestral wisdom. Like you went deep. You've went deep. And I feel like that can come off like, it can come off like I know better, or yeah, this is the better way of doing it, or you know, this isn't worth my time, or this is like, you know, like people might take that the wrong way, but I feel like with the deep knowledge that you have, like you do, you do, most of the time you do know better. You have the experience to back it. And you know when something is wasting your time and when something is worth like waiting and being patient and waiting until it opens up to you. Like you know when to wait and when not to. When to give an idea space and when not to. When to bring out like the big guns, your knowledge and wisdom and experience, and when not to. I feel like the people who are very close to you can see that and understand it. But I don't think everyone does. But I feel like you've built such a power within you that you don't care. Like you know what you know, and you're not going to explain it to people who aren't willing to hear it. They accept this part of you. Pile 3, your person accepts this part of you because they know you know things for a reason. They know your wisdom comes from, like, you know, that it's been passed down through your family. It's from the ancient people of your lands. It's from, like, it's deep spiritual wisdom. Like, they know you know what you're talking about, even if other people don't always, you know? Like, it could come off being like a bitch or an asshole sometimes, but they don't see you that way at all. They just see someone who's really powerful, who's in their knowing, and they back you up every time. And they'll take on the same demeanor around you when necessary, because they don't want you to feel alone and having to like defend yourself if you need to, or explain yourself. You know, they're like, you don't need to defend yourself or explain yourself to people, and I'll back you in any way I can in any situation. They see you as incredibly strong for having to know what you know and then deal with people who are so clueless. You know, you're more private and quiet because of that, not because you couldn't command every room that you walk into and outsmart everyone there, but because you choose to let other people speak. You choose to experience life in this way, and you choose to only share the true version of yourself to people who care to want to know the true version of yourself, strangers and family alike. Wow. All right, so let's look at what Spirit says who you really are, and then we'll answer the question, do they see the real you? The person that you picked, this pile 4, pile 3, do they see the real you? It could be someone, it could be a romantic interest, it could be someone else, or it could be someone coming in, depending on your situation. Does this person see the real you? Let's start with Spirit. What does Spirit say you really are? Peace. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is a new deck that I'm using. And I absolutely love that the Two of Swords in this deck is represented with the word peace. I absolutely love that, because so many times we see these kinds of cards of the Three of Swords and the Eight of Swords and the Two of Swords, even like indecision, meaning something kind of negative or kind of not bad or not good. And I feel like every card can have a positive meaning, as well as a mirrored negative shadow meaning. But I'm so glad to finally see the Two of Swords getting a very beautiful meaning of peace. You're very peaceful, yeah. And I feel like you choose peace. Like, you can very easily shake things up. You can very easily call people out. You can very easily demand to have things your way, and it has to be because you're in charge here. But you don't. You treat people with respect. You treat people as human beings, and you don't always, use your knowledge and your commanding presence or your like, I feel like you might have some sort of leg up on people sometimes, or you do now because of you took your time to get there. But you take that and use that as an advantage at all times, just because you can. But because, like, you allow people to make mistakes, to be wrong, to voice their opinions, to be rude, to be ignorant, to be themselves. You allow people to be who they are at that time. And that takes an incredibly strong soul. You see how many people out there just fighting and not being able to control their emotions and just mouthing off whatever incoherent thought they have? It takes an incredibly strong person to choose peace and to see things from a higher perspective, and to not always be right, and not always have to say your 2 cents, and to not always have to step in, or to always like not step in to always not just wait by the sidelines. I feel like whatever is like the stronger power move, that's the move you usually make. And more often than not, in this time in human history, it's choosing peace. All right, so how else does Spirit see you, even your shadow side? Pleasure. We have the Six of Cups here. Oh, that's so sweet, which is a reunion card. They do see that you take a lot of pleasure in your relationships, especially your romantic relationships and your close family relationships. They see that you take tremendous pleasure in spending time with them. You must love your partner a lot and like to spend time with them in bed and out of bed. What? Okay, those weren't my words. I just said that. Breakfast in bed, I'm getting to. Having special moments of making breakfast for the family and having a lot of family outings and walks and hikes and picnics and things like that. Like, very, very family oriented things. You also spend a lot of time in your love partnership, and you enjoy it because it's what you love in life, and you love spending time with your significant other, and you love spending time with your close family and friends. And why shouldn't you? You also love spending time by yourself. You have really good people in your life, pile 3, and you also have a lot of like time and space for yourself. You have a lot of time and space for your friends, your partner, your family, your kids. I feel like you you enjoy, that's what you enjoy in life, and that's what you spend your time doing. Even though you're very, like, you have the power to do anything in this world. And with that power, you still choose to be with your family the most. And some might call that like a little selfish or self-indulgent, especially when you have the power to do so much in the world. But it's not. You're doing enough in the world just by being you, and you're spreading a lot of love by being with your loved ones. They like experiencing those moments through you, but they're saying, yeah, you do have a lot of talent and skills and wisdom. You could do a little more if you wanted. Probably should. Even if it's just helping out the local kids with an activity here or there, or, you know, a group for local parents or adult classes or something like that. That'd be wise. But you have the potential to do huge things. But I feel like Spirit's like, we're not gonna push you, but we know that you could probably do, you know, even some like local classes, like hold local classes for other people, something like that. Because you do like the simple life. You like your things. You can be a homebody if you want to be, or you just have your preferences of what you like to do throughout the day, and you're like, it's my life, why shouldn't I live it that way? True. And you're doing plenty by holding that great strong energy, but you can do a little bit here and there, holding classes, or like a local ocean, lake, pond cleanup, stream cleanup, things like that. You can even do things with your friends. I'm getting like a column or a help page. Like ask your friends, something like that kind of page or something. Just for like local or online or something. Yeah. Just something you can do for fun that like also helps other people because you have that talent. Pile 3. All right. And then lastly, do they see the real you? Does your person see the real you? 6 of Cups. Oh, so we see the 6 of Cups twice, and we see that's the reunion card. 100%. They see you. They see you in a very romantic lens, and I feel like they're a ride or die. Like they don't see you doing any wrong. They do see like how other people could potentially see you not in that light, but they're like, if they are of love and light energies, a high frequency, like there's no way that anyone could like resist you like in your charms. They are so charmed by you, and they really really appreciate the small things. That's why the two of you like hanging out a lot. You both see each other the same way. You both like giving each other small gifts, and every moment is special. You often like, you know, look at each other lovingly across the room, even when you're at a dinner party or have family over. Like it's just like you can tell like the love is there. You often buy each other gifts or give each other flowers or make things for each other. You try to make each other's lives easier, and in the small ways. Like you notice the small things, like that door isn't working for them, and they use that door every day. And sorry, my alarm's going off. I had to take my thing, but I already did. I forgot to turn it off. Little things like you know, you're talking about this health thing, or this door isn't working. You use that door a lot. They fix it for you, or you know, they notice that like, you know, you can use a little bit more of this vitamin, so they buy more vegetables with that vitamin specific for dinners, specifically so your health is, you know, like little things that you notice about each other, and you make each other happier and healthier and make life easier for each other, which is so sweet. You take care of each other and really really appreciate the small moments. Yeah. You'd be happy if you didn't have to leave home or leave your little safe space around where you live and what you do. Your comfort zone isn't like a comfort zone. It's just like I feel like you can be comfortable in any situation. It's just like like it's tough when a lot of people don't understand you. So you might have had a lot of challenges with people around you not understanding your lifestyle or understanding you. And so you just rather hang out with people who do. But you can like totally overpower any situation if you wanted to. You just like rather like live and let live kind of thing. But Spirit's like, no, you can take on a little more if you wanted. Three of Cups. Okay, interesting. We got the Six of Cups, Six of Cups. I'm getting, okay, and this Throne card really reminded me of the Three of Cups with the three friends here. New friends are coming in, and I'm getting also if you're planning to have another child, that's coming in too. So if you already have children, I feel like you might hear of a pregnancy soon, or if you already have a pet, you might be having a new addition with a pet. I also feel like you're going to be meeting new friends soon, new friends that you'll be hanging out in like more of a like a daily way. So if you already have a good friend group, there might be additions to that friend group, or maybe some of your friends are also going to be getting married soon or having more children. I feel like for this pile, like I feel like a lot of your friends are around the same age range, so you're going through a lot of different parts of life together. So if you're having more children, you might find out that your friend is also pregnant at the same time, or they're having children at the same time, or you know, everyone's getting to SOs, and so you might find that your friend group is getting boyfriend girlfriends, or getting married or something, adding to that friend group. But I feel like for a lot of you, you're just going to be meeting a lot more friends that are like-minded, that you're going to be hanging out consistently. Like I feel like you're a really true friend, like you're a good like day-to-day friend, like you like to catch up with friends frequently over the phone or in person. I feel like this is going to be, the friends coming in are going to be like that. They could be old friends coming back, but I feel like for most of you, they're new friends, like-minded, coming through. Maybe it's like your friend group and his friend groups. Maybe his friend groups are getting married off or having kids. Or maybe I'm getting, for some of you, it's like maybe like their family lived far away, and then they have some more family moving closer to where you two are. And so that's adding to like the friend group or something. Like maybe their siblings live far away, but they're choosing to live closer to your person. Something like that. But I'm getting like additional friends. All right, pile 3. So that's exciting. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, I really appreciate a like or comment. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. And I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 4. We're looking at their thoughts of you, and are they seeing the real you? Keep in mind it's a general reading, so if there's a message in here that you don't quite resonate with, don't make it fit, it's probably a message for someone else. And we're going to be looking at how you see yourself, just so we have a baseline to compare how they see you. And if you were guided to this reading, you're definitely going to find a message in here for you. If you feel really strongly, intuitively guided to this reading, this whole reading is probably going to resonate deeply. But let's see how you see yourself first, so we can get like an extra confirmation if you need it, that this is your pile. Universe, we're all just stardust. So I feel like you're having a very like out of body, existential kind of experience in your life right now, where you're just like, yeah, nothing really matters. We all go back to source. Like this life is to kind of enjoy and to kind of just have fun. And we get all so serious sometimes that we forget that like we need to kind of enjoy this lifetime, and wherever we are and whoever we are now, just enjoy it. Take care of ourselves, of course, but like in the end, like it doesn't matter. Like what I'm gonna remember the most is all the fun and good times that I had. And to create more of that every day. So I do feel like you're having a little bit of like a head in the clouds, super connected kind of moment. And we often do that in life. Like we'll go like into the 5D, we'll go into higher dimensions and our thinking and the way that we connect to ourselves, our lives, and to spirit. And then we'll bring it back down to 3D and apply it and take action on that. So we might go into 5D if we're trying to figure out, oh, what next steps do I want to take? What's my next project? What kind of goal do I want to go after? How can I improve my health? How can I improve the joy in my life and bring more light and love into my life? And then you get the ideas, and then you come back and you apply it into your 3D life. So it's like kind of, you know, you go a little slightly higher every time, but it's like kind of like you do go back and forth between like the highly spiritual realm and then your physical realm. So if you're in the spiritual realm right now, pile 4, you're probably looking at what's next. All right, so your shadow aspect, not the best side of how you see yourself, the crane bag, sacred ocean medicine, clutter, declutter, choice. Yeah, so I feel like, this is definitely a time where you're like, okay, time to kind of, even if you don't know what you're looking for, you're like, I'm trying to figure something out, or I'm trying to heal something, work something through, or figure out what's next, but you don't know exactly what you're looking for. Maybe you have one of these specific questions in mind, maybe you don't. You're just like, I'm kind of stuck. I just feel kind of sad. I don't know what to do. You're probably doing everything in your toolbox. At this point, if you've been on a spiritual journey long enough, you kind of know what can help you shake things up and get you out of that rut and give you inspiration. One of the things is going through everything you own, or maybe all the clothes or all the, certain things that you have a lot of, and getting rid of things that no longer serves you, and saying goodbye with respect, like, thank you for being in my life, keeping things that give you so much joy still to this day, and it's very useful. And its use can be just that it gives you a lot of happiness. And then things that you might want to donate or give away, or maybe it's time to kind of close the chapter on. Maybe it'll give you inspiration. Like maybe you have a few sweaters that you really loved, but it's like, it's all worn. Maybe it's time to buy new sweaters. Maybe this time I'll buy better quality, or maybe I'm going to try this color scheme. This feels more me. So maybe it's like going to give you inspiration to buy new sweaters, and that buying new sweaters will probably maybe inspire you to wear them at certain places. Like, I always pictured myself wearing this at this kind of place. Like maybe it'll inspire you to go to those kind of places. So it's just sparking joy. What kind of gives you interest? What kind of motivates you to do things, or something different, or something you've always wanted to do, or try something new and see if it fits you or not. So decluttering everything, kind of reorganizing things, moving furniture around, updating your look. All these things can be very helpful in giving you inspiration for what's next. Going to new places on walks or restaurants or something like that. Hanging out with new people, talking to new people, checking out different kind of content. Like all these kinds of things are probably something that you might be doing at this time. You might be journaling a lot, going through different emotions. Hey, am I thinking about relationships? Am I thinking about money? Am I thinking about, is there anything I need to heal? Is there anything I need to release? Is there anything I need to work on to make moves on for this job, or moving, or to save up for this thing, or to work on that thing, or maybe something from health. Maybe you're trying to improve your health or your look, haircuts, whitening your teeth, or whatever it is, getting in shape. So I feel like that's the kind of a vibe you're in, pile 4. And I feel like with the clutter, like I feel like, like there's some things that you could probably get rid of at some point and replace with new things. And that kind of is a external version of the energies changing in yourself. External manifestation of. All right, so how do they see you? How do they see you? Pile 4. Homeward. Take yourself out on a date. Yeah. So maybe this is someone new coming in, someone you're currently in a relationship with, or maybe it's just a close family or friend, or just how people see you that really know you, or maybe don't know you. But I feel like your person, pile 4, is like, yeah, like it seems like pile 4 needs some inspiration. They need to kind of bring joy back into their life and kind of see what sparks their happiness. Seeing what they're into now and what can make them interested in life again or the next chapter of their life. Yeah, especially with the door here being represented, being like, oh, it's a new chapter starting for you. So you're probably like, a lot of people like are not sure where to start when they're starting a new chapter of their lives. It's like, where do I even begin? Especially if there's a lot of changes happening, or if you're good with everything in your life, you're like, well, what is this new chapter supposed to represent? Whether you have a lot of changes or not very obvious ones. And it really does get people stuck because it's like, oh, you can go in any direction. It's like, what direction do I want to go in? I'm going to spend a lot of time and energy on this next chapter. Like, what should it be about? And sometimes it's like very obvious, like if you're getting married or starting a family, or if you're moving somewhere, or if you're starting a new job, it's like a little bit obvious, like what this new chapter might have to do with or might entail. But for a lot of people, it's like not so obvious. It's like, well, I like my job. I like the people in my life. Like, what is this new chapter? Like, my health is in a good place, or maybe I should work on my health. Maybe I should work on a hobby. Maybe I should see what creative thing I can do. Sometimes it's not very obvious. And then it can become overwhelming because, like, well, I can take a class, or I can figure out what creative projects I want to do, or maybe I should, get a certificate of some sort for this thing or that thing, or travel more. It's like overwhelming. Like, well, what kind of class should I take? Well, where should I travel to? What am I interested in? And it's like that can be overwhelming when there's like too many things. So it's like starting with like one thing. And it could be inspired. Like, really creative people know the smallest detail in your life can inspire you for very big ideas. So it could just be like you're just doing laundry one day, and then you look at like a piece of like a sock that you have there, and you're like, I remember when I got these socks. Like, I bought it here when I lived here, and I, was doing this thing. Like, I always wondered what would happen if I continued with that hobby, or if I, oh yeah, I had a friend who was really into this. And like, oh yeah, I really want to try that. And then you like that inspiration is there, and then you're off to the races, right? So it can really just be the smallest thing that inspires you. And so that's what this time is about for you. Even your person recognizes the pile 4. They can see that like you're looking for what gives you that spark of life at this time. Something different. Okay, how else do they see you? A guide, mentor, trustworthy ally. I feel like they feel like you need someone to kind of guide you at this time, or someone like a friend or a mentor. Because it can be really helpful when you're starting something new to have someone who is well versed in it, that can give you the tools, the knowledge, the basic stuff to get you started. So if you are planning to like start a new like hobby, or a new career, or a new kind of practice of some sort, like it might be a good idea to find someone who knows about it a bit more than you do, or maybe a lot more than you do, and find like-minded friends and such. Even just having someone who maybe not doing the same exact thing, but something similar, can give you someone to check in with, to keep yourself motivated and moving forward. I feel like you've been a guide. You've been a guide, a mentor for so long to others, that, recognizing that we all need guides and teachers and mentors. Sometimes it can be nice to switch up the roles sometimes. I'm also getting like, I might not be the best guide for you. It definitely feels like you need someone other than me. So I feel like some of you, they might be like willing to take on. They're not seeing it in a positive light. So like if you're interested in something that your partner is interested in, they might not want to teach you. They might like want you to just like figure it out your by yourself or with someone else, and then join up when you know how to do it. That's not a mean thing. Like, you know, sometimes people don't prefer teaching others or working with others in that way, or working with really people who are really close to them in that way, because it's kind of like maybe the dynamic doesn't work for the two of you. Maybe like to have someone to not feel like you're on equal footing here, like maybe you two kind of might take it the wrong way. It might bleed into other parts of your relationships. Maybe keep like business and personal life separate or something. And so maybe if you want your partner to teach you this new thing, the new business or the new hobby or whatever, and you share that interest, they might want you to kind of learn it some other way and interact with them in that hobby when you kind of know more. Yeah, but if something different, they definitely recognize that you might need someone else in your life to be a teacher in whatever you're pursuing. Sometimes it's beneficial to kind of work things out on your own, but I feel like this is a point in life where you can probably benefit from other people's advice and know-how. And I feel like your person recognizes it too. This could be someone that like is interested in you, but they want you to kind of get your life back on track or in a better place or a happy place before pursuing a relationship. Maybe there's someone in a relationship with you and they're kind of like, I can't, you know, I can help you with your own happiness like so much, and like you have to take responsibility for your own happiness too, and they want you to do that. If this is someone new coming in, it feels like they're going to come in as soon as you kind of make moves in this part of your life. In fact, they might know your new mentor or teacher. They might be your new mentor or teacher. But I feel like it's because I get this like negative connotation with like, I don't want to be your teacher in this. Like, I feel like it's like someone, it might be someone you meet in that same class, or through someone in that class, or through someone through that mentor or teacher or something like that. But I'm getting like you would, if this is someone new coming in, you'd meet them very soon after you started this new class or practice or whatever. I'm getting all the bags and the tricks. So I'm getting like going through old things that you have and finding a teacher, whether it's just like on YouTube or someone that you meet in person or online classes or whatever. Like, I feel like that's like going to be a very important step in rekindling love in your life. Yeah. Moving towards the next thing. Yeah. All right. So now we're going to look at how spirit really sees you, the way that you truly are. And then we're going to answer once and for all, do they see the real you? So how does spirit see you? The Four of Swords. Reflection. Rest from strife. So I feel like it's been a lot. Like, you've been in this kind of energy for a while, it seems like kind of figuring out the next steps. So Spirit's giving you advice on like kind of shaking things up, keep continuing with shaking things up. But like, if you need a rest from trying to shake things up and trying to figure it out, that's not a bad idea. If you're too much in the spiritual for too long, you can also get like, your body can get restless. Your spirit can get restless. And so you need to take a break and then just do something fun, or just do some stuff that you know that it's fun for you. Maybe even if it's going, you feel like you don't want to go backwards a step, like just kind of taking a break from figuring things out can be really, really helpful in cracking the code and figuring out what steps to take. Sometimes, you know, when you're like working so hard on something and you're like working and working and working, and then you can't figure out the solution to something, And then you're finally like, okay, let me just take a break from this. Let me get some sleep. Let me take a day off. And then as soon as you do take some rest from that, like you, bam, like manifest the idea, the solution to that problem. I feel like the Spirit's like, yeah, do that. Like put in the work, put in the legwork. But then if you feel like you're exhausted, like give your spirit some rest. Give your body time to move around, to get active, go to places. Don't think too much and just kind of live physically for a minute, and then it'll come to you. Perfected work. The Four of Wands here. It's beautiful, which is like the happy home card. So with the 2 4s here, the 4 of Swords and the 4 of Wands, I feel like whatever you are manifesting next, especially this doorway here, is something that's going to be a very stable foundation, have a very stable foundation in your life for a very long time. Swords and Wands are both spiritual elements. So I feel like this is like a belief system that you are going to hold down for a significant part of your life. And that's why you're spending so much time to make sure it's perfect, or to figure out that this is actually what you want to do. For some of you, you want to create a family, or you want to get married and have a partnership in a home. Some of you want to create a long-lasting, fulfilling career. And some of you just want to be able to kind of have a lot of peace. Just like having every part of your life being like a cog in a really well-oiled system and just moving smoothly. Like I feel like you just want every area of your life to just be like running well and have deep roots, and it's set up well. I feel like you're trying to set up your life in the whole way, like in a holistic way. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, and in a way that works for you. So you're taking a little bit more time. It's a little bit more confusing because you're not just manifesting like one thing. You're manifesting like the next whatever decades of your life. Okay. So we're getting like you're perfecting everything, which is why you're getting burnt out a little bit and why you're spending a lot of time in the spiritual to get the ideas to, make moves and plans. But you want the plans to be perfect. Yeah, Spirit saying like looking through old things that you own would help. Definitely. And then also finding a guide, maybe multiple guides, maybe someone who can help you clean and organize in a specific way, and maybe someone who can teach you a new spiritual practice, or maybe a new hobby, or maybe a retreat would help, or maybe just new people to look up to, maybe people you want to kind of that you might admire, and then you like their lifestyle and the way that they live their life, and like new examples that you can maybe be inspired by. All right, so lastly, let's ask, do they see the real you? Does this person see the real you? The Hermit in reverse. Not really. They're seeing the face that you put out there, but they're not really seeing the real you. They see you as someone who probably needs to work on bringing more happiness into their life and getting more guidance and figuring out more what you want. But they're not seeing you clearly. They're not seeing like the journeys that you went on and how this journey isn't like a new thing for you. It's one of like hundreds, So I feel like they might just see you as in a place that like you're figuring out the next steps, but you're here like figuring out the next like 500 steps, you know? So they don't see you quite clearly. Which is why they might think that you're more trouble than you let on. Like maybe more, it might be more difficult being in a connection with you at this time than not. But they don't understand like the depth of how much you're figuring out or putting energy and effort into figuring out these next steps, this next chapter. And then also how much you've already experienced. And this isn't just, I don't know what I'm doing with my life at all experience for you. This is more of like I'm using all the experience I have gained, which is far more than you can see, to make a huge decision that people can't see externally. So yeah, they might not see very clearly who you are and what you're dealing with right now. And the Five of Pentacles, yeah. They might see you someone who's like struggling, trying to figure out what to call home, where to call home. It has to start from, looked good in the beginning. Maybe you're very attractive. They find you very attractive, that you had good things going in your life, and then you kind of hit a wall. Maybe you crashed and burned. At least that's what they see. And that you're trying to rebuild your life or kind of take your scraps and kind of move forward, but you don't know what direction that is. They don't know if you're going to ever get out of this situation. Like they're hopeful, but yeah, they really don't see you clearly. Pile 4, because I feel like where you are in life is so much better than where they are. Even if they're in a place where it seems like they have so much stability, apparently with their home and the people around them and their direction. It feels like it might seem like they have such clarity on their future, but the clarity that they have on their future is like 1/10 of the clarity you're putting together for your next chapter. So I feel like they really don't understand. They don't have the scope to understand where you are on your journey versus where they are, because they don't understand that you've been where they are. You're like, 5 or 10 journeys past where they are. They just see you as someone who's in a tough spot, not really happy, but they don't know how happy and content you truly are and how much strength and stability you truly have in your life and how much the stuff around you is worth. I feel like you've curated your life internally and externally, your mental systems, the way you think, the things that you own. You may have spent a lot of time researching and buying the perfect thing for you. So it seems like you might not have a lot, but you are way further ahead than this person. And so I think this person can't see you clearly at all. Not really. All right, pile 4. So I hope that cleared some things up for you. I hope you enjoyed it, liked it, or was helpful. If it was, I really appreciate it. Like or comment. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. And I wish you much love and light.